are now joined by UFC women's featherweight Felicia Spencer. Felicia, thank you for the time today.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
And we will take the first question from Jay Anderson with Cageside Press.
Hey, thanks very much. And Felicia, welcome back. Congratulations on the opportunity. I wanted to start off by asking about some of the great Canadian fighters over the years. I mean, there's been a bunch. Only a couple have worn gold in the UFC, though. Carlos Newton, GSP. Have you thought about what it would be like to be in that sort of company with a win here?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to be. Like, I've been telling everyone, people keep putting me in the same sentence as GSP this week, and it's pretty awesome. So, I'll kind of bathe in that glory after I get the belt, so I don't have a job to do first. But it is, the idea of being in that great company and being able to hold the belt up and have a whole nation stand behind me is pretty awesome.
The poster for UFC 250 actually has you and Amanda sporting national colors, Brazil versus Canada kind of feel. Are you a fan of that? Is it extra motivation, or do you try and take this as just any other fight?
Well, it's always any other fight. I always have, someone standing in front of me I need to take out. But it is a really cool. I love the poster. I think it's really cool. The look of it draws a lot of national pride out of people, especially from those nations. And even though we both live in Florida and I am dual citizen, it's like the Canadian people have really gotten behind me, and I'm so proud to be a part of, part of their sports athletes that they look up to and they want to support. So yeah, I love the posters.
The fight being pushed back, and it's also no longer in Brazil, which it would have been originally. How does that work out for you? Does it work into your favor just a little because now you're not going into enemy territory?
That never fazed me. I always just kind of roll with the punches, and I've been in crowds that boo me, and I know the Brazilian fans are very proud of their Brazilian champions, and it would have probably felt a little different. But honestly, none of that really intimidated me or scared me. I was excited to go to Brazil. My team was excited to go. Obviously, when things changed, when things got a little crazy with the world, we didn't want to go on an airplane anymore. That was kind of the thing. It ended up working out great that it was here in Vegas, and yeah, now we're here. I mean, it definitely got. We just had to live day by day, So I didn't. As time went on during the camp, I didn't set expectations for how things would go, where we would be. We didn't know a few weeks ago where we would be. So that way, you don't ever have any letdowns or expectations to try to live up to. So I'm really good at rolling with the punches here.
Speaking of the camp, through these last couple of events, we've been asking fighters, what does camp look like during a pandemic? So how have things been for you down in Florida preparing for this? Has there been much of a change from your usual routine?
Definitely a big change. Normally I spend a lot of hours at the gym, but it's a lot of it is teaching, or we're doing group classes and doing the slow drilling. Excuse me. For this camp, things switched right away. Everything was closed, but I did have access to the gym privately. It was behind closed doors. I had 2 training partners that my team, we talked and kind of picked the ideal people to work with to get ready for Amanda. Even though having more bodies is always awesome, I think I picked the right training partners to get me ready for this moment. So yeah, I had 2 people. We all had a very serious agreement, discussion about being responsible with ourselves outside of the hour we spent together every day. Just following protocol and trusting each other to do that, because we were, at the time, it's almost like risky behavior to have contact with a human. So, but yeah, we worked through it. My team was fully behind this opportunity. They bent over backwards to help me. And aside from that, a little bit of time in the gym, which was great. I had to do other creative things. Finding my own workouts to do. I was very motivated to work out. So I still did at least, usually twice a day doing something, and mitt work in the park. Lots of parks were open for outdoor activities. So we had got a good tan, working out outside more. So yeah, everything I needed, I found a way to make it happen, and I felt great about the camp. Everything we did was 100% intentional and focused on Amanda, which isn't normally how camp goes either. So I got a good one in.
Last one for me. Amanda's been on such a great run. So many fighters have tried and failed to get the better of her. What's the key that's going to separate you from those other challengers?
I'm me, I'm just different. I feel, every fighter feels different in the cage, of course, but I think I just have a different background, a different skill set, a different pressure, a different grind, and I'm super motivated to take this belt home. I'm hard to take out. It's gonna be, I know she's hard to take out. I am confident in being able to finish, but if I need to just win every round, that's what I'm gonna need to do, and I'm ready to do that.
All right, thanks very much. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
And we'll take our next question from Caroline Pierce with BT Sport.
BT Sport. I got to ask you, when you drove into Las Vegas and saw your face on the billboard, what did that moment mean to you and feel like?
It was, it's always just kind of crazy, it really just makes the moment big, but at the same time, I'm so grounded with what I have to do first, like that billboard is like super cool and awesome to see, but I know, it's a representation of something big, a big opportunity for me. It was definitely reminiscent of seeing a billboard for my first title fight for Invicta, way back in the day, and it just kind of made me feel like all these similarities of, the experiences that I've been having leading up to this moment. A lot of it feels kind of familiar, and it just makes me feel like I have really good feelings about how the fight's how it's going to work out for me.
And you've also faced a legend before in Chrissy Cyborg, and despite the loss, your stock really rose in that fight. Fighting who is the greatest of all time, the GOAT, Amanda Nunes, does that bring any different feeling, whether it be pressure, extra motivation, or just a different sense as to what this is all about for you?
It's just as exciting. The big opportunity that I had last summer, it kind of felt like a title fight. And I think a lot of you media were kind of slipping up and calling it like a title or a 5-round fight because she had held the belt for so long. There's definitely, like I said, all of these experiences that I've had before the UFC and in the UFC, including the Cyborg fight, have just made this moment feel really familiar. This week feels really familiar. It feels so comfortable, like I always do. But I'm definitely ready for this moment, and you don't always get such a big opportunity, and this is my second big opportunity that I get. So this one's mine.
Although a lot must feel familiar, as you said, it's got to feel quite different being in Las Vegas when it's so quiet and you're not going to have a crowd, and you're going to be in that smaller octagon. Have you prepared yourself for that in any way?
I think we've been preparing for this for months. The whole world we're all adapting and going through normal. And like I said, we know what the punch is so well. We're just, we're looking at what we need to do and just doing it. And sure, things feel a little bit different, but I always say, like, we joke around in the gym, like, the weirder my camp gets, the more weird things that happen or just weird circumstances, the better I perform. So, like, if it's weird, I'm okay with it. And I'm going to embrace the no crowd. I'm really going to, everything about this camp and this event and this fight week, I'm just embracing it and I just go with it.
And it's hard to say that there's any holes necessarily in Amanda's game. Obviously, she's at the top for a reason. But have you identified ways in which you feel is the best way for you to get the title, for you to raise your hand on Saturday night?
I think I just adapt. I can adapt to every moment, and I'm ready to, my mental game, I think, is what's going to win. I don't get stuck. If something doesn't go my way one moment, I don't get down on myself. I don't feel like I'm losing anything or any momentum. I definitely just take every moment of the fight as a fresh start if I need to. So I feel so confident that even if something doesn't go my way, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be able to switch things up. I'm gonna be able to adapt and use my pressure, my grind, and take it where I need to.
Well, we certainly know what you can do on the ground. Do you feel you'll have a slight size advantage in there? Obviously, Amanda fights at 35 and 45. Being a true 145-pounder yourself, having that home now in the UFC, do you think that's something you can take advantage of?
I imagine that I will be a little bit bigger, but honestly, I'm not counting on like size to win the fight. I don't imagine it'll be too big of a difference, or everyone that's sitting in front of me, it's not going to be a huge discrepancy, or even if it was, I don't think it plays that much into the game plan, So I've fought people that are bigger than me, looking at them and doesn't faze me, so I don't anticipate it would faze her if I was a little bit bigger looking in the cage. So definitely not counting on size to win this, counting on my skills to win this.
And have you heard that she's no longer the lioness? She's now referring to herself as the cactus to us at BT Sport. She said she's going to be very sharp if you come near her. What have you got to say to that?
I love it. That's hilarious. I believe her. I know she's going to be the best version of Amanda, and at least I'm expecting that, and going to be the best version of me, and play it out.
And last question from me. You'll be the first Canadian to challenge for a title since GSP did it against Michael Bisping in 2017. What does it mean to represent Canada and being compared, as you said previously, to Georges St. Pierre?
It's an amazing feeling. Like I said, to have a whole nation of people feeling like they're all behind me, messaging me and just throwing the flag up with me, to represent. So I'm definitely honored to be in this position and lucky to have the support that I have. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can really say other than I'm just humbled, but also super motivated to make everyone and myself just believe in me.
Well, we're excited for this opportunity for you and can't wait to see you go to work. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And we will take our next question from Gabriel Pangalangan with Dojo Drifter.
Hi, Felicia, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So you've been pegged as a sizable underdog in this fight, but do you enjoy the underdog status, and do you think it relieves any pressure in any way going into the fight?
I love underdog status. So definitely, I hope I'm always an underdog in a way. It's just nice to know what you're capable of, and hopefully on that night, bring it out and execute what you can do. And in this case, being such a big underdog, hopefully shock the world.
Yeah, so you're looking to shock the world, and Amanda is a dominant 2-division champion. If you were to beat her, of course you're aiming to beat her, where do you think this ranks in terms of upsets in MMA?
It would have to be a big one. I feel like it would be on a lot of people's list, maybe top 5. It's hard. I haven't really given it much thought on the upsets in history. But I know it would definitely be up there for a lot of people. I feel like for the people around me and the people who support me, it might not be a surprise, but for a lot of people, it will be.
Yes, and we've seen it before when dominant champions have their opponents mentally beat before the fight even begins. Where are you before this fight mentally?
I'm great. This is just like every fight. I know the stakes are higher, but every fight is the biggest fight. I mean, even my last fight, that was the biggest fight of my life coming up, because if whatever happens in that fight is going to determine the future. So for me, Amanda's another human being standing in front of me, and I always believed that I would not be fazed by big names or anything like that, and I proved it to myself. I proved it to the world, I think, last summer. I truly was not fazed by a legend standing in front of me, So I'm honored to stand in front of a legend. Grateful for the opportunity, but I'm not fazed by it. I know it's my skills and another person's skills, and we're going to fight and see who wins.
All right, thank you, and best of luck.
And we will take our last set of questions from Gustavo Falden with ESPN Brazil. Gustavo, please go ahead.
Hi, Felicia. I wanted to know which one and why do you think it's the most difficult, solving an algebra equation or solving the problem of beating Amanda Nunes?
Depends on the question, I guess. I think the skills. If people don't know, I was an algebra teacher up until last month. The reason why I love to teach algebra is because it's not about the algebra or the math. It's about the mental capacity to see a problem and solve it. And I think it really translates into fighting too. I think I'm a very composed fighter, and when I'm composed, I can see a problem and find a solution. That's where I was talking about being adaptable. I can see a problem, make a change, and do it better. In the moment. So I think it plays hand in hand with what I'm up against. Just that mental problem solving training all in real time.
And how do you feel with the pressure that Amanda has on her to being the favorite, being the champion, how do you feel about causing the upset?
I'm excited about it. I know she's confident. I also hear, I believe that she does not underestimate me. I think the world underestimates me more than she does. And I believe she expects a good fighter in front of her. Unfortunately, she's going to be fighting me, so I'm going to be not allowing her to make history on Saturday night to her goal to defend both bouts simultaneously and be the first to do that. So unfortunately, I won't be, if I have anything to do with it, I won't be letting that happen on Saturday.
And the last one, usually we say that race drivers, when they put their helmets on, they become like other person, ultra competitive, and they become like wild. You seem like such a nice person. You're just so cute. And then when you go in the octagon, you transform yourself. Tell us a little bit about that transformation from Felicia outside the octagon and inside the octagon.
I don't think that a great fighter has to be walking around in the street with a mean mug or anything like that. Like I still smile all the time. We goof off all the time, all the way up until the fight. But when I walk out to the fight, I understand that there's someone sitting in front of me that is going to try to hurt me. And then it's not just a sport anymore; it's also survival. It's the survival instinct that kicks in when that cage door closes. And if I don't want to be hurt or lose, that's the sports side of it. But if I don't want to be hurt physically, then I need to hurt her, and the next week I look back and maybe feel a little bad about how punching someone or ground and pound or choking. It's like, but none of that matters in the cage. I'm there to be violent. I'm there to destroy in front of me, so that it's kind of like self-preservation. It's not her, it's me. So I need to make sure it's her that's getting hit or choked or whatever the case, whatever.
Perfect. Thank you, Felicia. That's all the time we had for you.